Good morning, Big Brother fans. It is Tuesday, September 21st. 1 week and 1 day to the finale. And today, I don't have a lot new to tell you. We know for sure that Xavier is making the final three. I'm pretty darn sure at this point that Kyland is not. It just depends on who Xavier lets pull the trigger on Kyland. And if he feels that he can't trust Derek anymore, Xavier will replace Kyland, or replace Derek, he'll put Derek back up on the block and let Azah come down and cast the vote. Did I say that right? My brain is like, I said Azah's nominated, so he would take Azah down, let Azah vote out Kyland. I'm in a bit self-defensive mode now because of one silly comment on my Twitter timeline yesterday about, this guy can't keep the name straight, he must be a casual. I was like, no, not really. And yes, it's just one person. It's just me. I'm BB Gossip on Twitter and on Spreaker. And we're having driving fun again now. Yeah, I don't know what Xavier's going to do right now. I don't know. I want to say I think he'll let Derek vote out Kyland, but I don't know. I don't know. If I were, Derek, he doesn't seem as committed as Xavier's hoping for. He doesn't seem to be giving Xavier the warm fuzzies as far as getting rid of Kyland. Whereas I think Azah is much more enthusiastic about this. Azah is quite annoyed with Derek at this point now, in part because Derek yesterday was, having a talk with Azah, and for the most part said, I'm not getting enough credit for everything I've done to get to this far in the game, which kind of ticked off Azah, as if she hasn't done a lot to get to this point in the game, and which to me is like, neither of you have done a whole lot to get to this point in the game. Let's be honest here, folks. Which led me to say, all right, now, let's assume that Kyland goes on Thursday, which I think is a pretty darn likely point. Who's going to give the better final two speech? Okay, Xavier's going to knock it out of the park. Xavier's an attorney. Xavier is going to give a line-by-line breakdown of why he should win. I don't know what the hell Azah's going to say. I think Derek's will be more entertaining. But if Azah has to stand up there and explain why she should be in, why she should win, I'm just not sure. So I think for entertainment purposes, we need Derek to be in the final two against Xavier. I think Azah's final two speech will be like, what? Yeah, just give it to Xavier. It's really what I think. I could be wrong. Maybe Azah will just blow my mind with her oratory skills and her ability to logically explain why she should beat a person when she's won one competition, and that was one that Xavier threw to her. And then she didn't even get out the person that she wanted to get out. So, yeah. That's what I'm thinking. I plan on doing a poll on that at some point today. I got to have some content in my Twitter feed. It's been like, okay, I don't have much to talk about, and frankly, the Twitterverse is so toxic right now with people that are upset about their house guest not making it, or any house guest on this season they're not happy with, that I'm afraid to tweet a whole lot because people just take the opportunity to jump on it and say something negative. I had someone yesterday, or day before yesterday, maybe. It's all a blur. Went back to a tweet that I did back in June about the show and what you would do to make the show different, and basically chose that time to go back and address the whole casting decisions that were made and how, racial issues and stuff, and that set off a firestorm about 3 other people attacking that person. So I come back to my Twitter timeline, and I've got 10 mentions with people calling each other racist or other names, and I'm like, no. So I turned off commenting on that post and hid all of the replies, both sides. I just no, not doing this. They're still there. But I was really annoyed. It was like, are we really doing this? Are we really jumping on my timeline and filling it with all this stuff? Yeah, so, all right. That's where I'm at. I have reached burnout phase. So, now that I have covered this, we're going to talk about The Circle a little bit. So, most of you that are listening to this probably are not watching The Circle on Netflix. I can't tell you to fast forward through this to the end to listen to the commercials. So do whatever you want to do. If you want to hear this, you know what? There won't be spoilers other than I will talk about what I think's going on. So I can talk about The Circle without mentioning names. Frankly, I can't tell you the names to mention them anyways. I do know some of the names, but I really can't mention them very much. But I can talk about the gist and the turns and the twists of The Circle. So this will be more of a, here's a twist and turn that's going to happen, I think. And really, that shouldn't affect you if you haven't watched it yet and you intend to watch it, because we're at the 8th episode. And at that point, once you watch 7 episodes, if you don't remember what I talked about right now, then you got a memory that's amazing. The formula for this season has followed season 2 fairly closely as far as twists and turns. I really think that the house guests, or the apartment dwellers, whatever you want to call them, on this season had not seen that this was recorded before last season was released, because they're doing a lot of the same twists, and so they were not aware. They didn't know about the cloning. They did the clone again, where they cloned a house guest, and I'm calling him house guest. That's what we're going to go with, and they did it. I'm thinking because those people hadn't seen it, they didn't know it, so I don't think they'll be able to do that again, or at least they'll be expecting it next season, assuming there is a next season. So, and another thing that I can't even recall 100% if they did, but the season, episode 8, ends with the 2 influencers. Those of you that haven't seen The Circle, I can't even begin to try to explain it to you, other than to say that it's basically Big Brother, except for the people only talk via it's not right exactly Big Brother, but they only talk via instant messenger. They never see each other in person, so they can pretend to be other people. They don't have to be who they are. So it takes they can pretend to be someone old or someone young or someone male or someone female, or just lots of different attributes, and sometimes that's good, and sometimes people fail at it because they can't act like they're old when they're young or young when they're old. And then at the end, the general rule is they nominate 2 people to be, they rank each other, and the 2 highest ranked people get to toss one person out. That's the general way it goes. They throw twists and they change it. And the change they did this time was the 2 top ranked people each select one person to get rid of. So they don't talk to each other, and when I say talk, I mean message each other. They don't actually come to a consensus. They just pick basically their 2 biggest adversaries and get rid of them, which hasn't happened yet. That's where the episode ended. Episode 8 ended on a cliffhanger, waiting to see who they would pick. But I can tell you right now, if memory serves, the way this went last year is the 2 people that got thrown out actually got thrown together and got to come back as a fake account and see how long they could last. So that's what happened last season. Again, I'm not going to. I'm avoiding. I almost said names because I was going to say who that happened to last season, but I won't. And it's, you know what? look, I've seen every season of The Circle. Well, I haven't seen Brazil and I haven't seen France, but I've seen all the UK and all the USA versions. And every single winner, if memory serves, has come from someone that was in the house within the first 8 contestants, I think. So these people that come in late, whether they come in as themselves or catfish, they don't have a shot. They're not going to win. The alliances are so strong. Those first few people in the house, they tend to be fairly faithful to each other and solid to each other. I've always speculated, I wonder how much chat we don't get to see. I should ping and ask. I wonder if I'd get an answer. That's something to consider. But I really think that they're gonna, and I think maybe it drops today. Maybe the final 4 episodes, because I think there's 12 in all. I think the final 4 episodes drop today, and so I think it'll start out with 2 people being evicted, them getting sent to meet. They get to pick who they go to meet, and in reality, they get sent to each other's room, or they get sent to another room. And they show up, and there's no one there. One shows up, there's no one there, and then the other one shows up, like, who are you? Wait, what? Oh my gosh, yes, we're going to be living together for the next couple of days while we finish off this game. And they are the final, they may be the last house apartment dweller introduced to the mix, and they get to try to survive to the end and win, which they won't, because it just doesn't happen. There's just no way someone who walks in after, after a couple of weeks, probably in real time, is going to be able to jump to the front of the pack as far as who people are going to vote for. So this is for $100,000 after all. It's not $750,000. It is $100,000, but hey, it's a lot shorter time. So that's what's up on The Circle. Again, this is on Netflix. This is the 3rd season. You should check it out if you haven't. It is a easy watch. I will admit that the formula, it's become a bit formulaic now that I'm into my 6th season, because there's been 3 UK and this is the 3rd US, so this is my 6th season, and in some ways it's become a bit formulaic in that I want to hit the fast forward button sometimes, but I haven't been, so I'm not quite there yet. And they do try to mix it up and keep things interesting. But no matter what you do, these things tend to kind of get in a rut. So that's what's up. Check out The Circle. Big Brother, hey, we got a whole nother day of going on, and we'll see what happens if Xavier decides he can be faithful or trust in Azah or Derek. I'm not sure. I think Kylan is gone no matter what. So that's what's up. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. And be well, everybody. Bye-bye.